I'm making this video to cover sort of the recent announcement of New World Aeternum, the new name for the game, along with all the rumored stuff that is coming now. I did a reaction on Twitch to the new announcements and everything, and safe to say, like, me and the community were quite upset, and after looking over the footage, I think there's a few reasons why us PC players as a player base were quite upset with the announcement. Obviously, it's great that the game's going to console. I think the console players are generally going to love the experience of the game at the start, especially. You know, even way back when we got the game for the first time, it was a fantastic launch experience. Even with all the bugs, now console players get to have that same experience except with a more polished game, which is awesome. That's great for them, right? But I think the thing that a lot of people are upset with is that we haven't actually seen any of the new stuff, and we also haven't had too much discussion about the new stuff. With the new dev video, which I watched on stream as well, it was kind of all just catering to the console players, and there wasn't really any new information into what's coming. You know, we got confirmation of repeatable trials, soul trials, swimming, repeatable soul trials, the PvP island, and a 3-boss raid. With four main things that we got confirmation of. And there's also a few other things that have been spread around that we can also confirm and took off that list, such as barber. There's new hairstyles on the archetypes, which I'll get into briefly here, but effectively we're sort of waiting for what's actually coming that's new. I guess we're waiting for a dev video that caters to us PC veterans, because we've been waiting, you know, 6 months for this announcement, and it just kind of feels, a lot of people, like, I personally feel disrespected as a veteran of the game, if that makes sense. And we're getting a Q&A on Monday, which hopefully sort of just talks about everybody's confusion, because again, I think that the main problem is not that there's a lack of content, it's that we don't actually know the content. We haven't seen anything. We've only had confirmation of, you know, 4 things, which is kind of a big problem, right? So hopefully come this Monday we'll have a lot more answers for all of our questions. Again, there's just so little we know, and I think that's why everybody's so upset. We waited 6 months for this announcement, and we still don't really even know anything. We know we have a new name. Great. We know it's coming to console. We already knew that. We already knew the PvP island was coming. You know, and I'm all for these things. They could be really fun and good pieces of in-game content, etc. And, you know, the game coming to console, it's a whole new slew of players on servers. That's fantastic. But we didn't really get anything that was new. And I think that's where people are upset, as I've said many times. So I quickly want to show and make a list on everything that's new. So I'm going to put some images up on screen that sort of confirms these, I guess, pieces of content that are coming. So, for example, we know that we're getting a PvP island. They confirmed this in the dev video, and they said there's going to be a vendor or a storefront you can go to with currency that you earn on the PvP island and get rewards. Great. Again, I hope it's good rewards. The PvP island really will stay alive if it has good rewards. So that's kind of very important, especially for that sort of system where you can open and enter it whenever you want, unlike Outpost Rush, for example. The second thing that we know of is the raids, the 3-boss raids. So we've had a couple screenshots, not really anything more than that. The small little B-roll segment as well from the trailer. I'm showing some sort of weird looking boss. And we also know that the Sandworm is also getting upgraded gear score, but effectively we're going to have 2 in-game raids, one of the old ones and this new one that's got 3 bosses. And this also was confirmed that their gear score was going up to 725. You know, I think a little bit of vertical progression here and there is a good thing to keep the game from being less stale. And we also know that we are getting a Cutlass Keys rework. And we haven't seen if there's any new weapons. I think a lot of people are quite upset by that there hasn't been any new weapons shown. We know we're getting a beer mount, but that doesn't, I wouldn't really call that content. We know we're getting a barbershop with the new hairstyles on the archetypes. As I said earlier, so the archetypes are sort of like a base loadout you can choose before you start the game. So this is going to be more friendly for console players and presumably Fresh Start V2. So effectively when you first start up your character creation, you get to choose like 2 weapons to start with, and it also boosts 3 trade skills, maybe like level 50 or level 25. I'm not too sure what the boosted level will be, but I think that's quite a cool addition. So for example, in Fresh Start V2, I can just choose Musket Rapier, and that's going to equip me with that to start off with and start leveling straight away. And one of the other, I guess, features that we know is swimming, which again we didn't see any gameplay of, but I'm gonna assume there's probably going to be a trade skill tied to this like there was with mounts. So again, we really just have that confirmation for the content, and that sort of leads into the reason why I think a lot of people are upset and disappointed with the announcement, and rightfully mad, even review bombing the game. I think the problem is that we haven't seen anything and we don't know what's coming. We don't really know much at all. other than those like few things I've talked about. We basically know about 4 things that are coming. 5 things maybe, if that. I think we just gotta wait, you know, maybe there's a video coming out, maybe the Q&A will answer a lot of this stuff. I really want a visual roadmap of everything that's coming as well. I think a lot of people want that, but I think the main thing is this was hyped up as this announcement that'll add all this amazing stuff, but we still don't know any of that stuff, if that makes any sense. So yeah, hopefully we get to learn more about what's actually coming in the coming days, coming week. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I still haven't lost all my hope.